Admiral Tejo stood in the command center of the UES Indomitable, staring at the message that had just arrived. The holographic display showed 12 alien faces, each one representing a different species from across the galaxy. They called themselves the Galactic Council, and they had ruled space for over 1,000 years. "Admiral," said Captain Hana, walking up beside him. "The message is clear. They want us to surrender everything." Tejo nodded slowly. The message was simple but terrifying. Humanity had to give up all their warships, all their weapons, and move to special planets that the Council would choose for them. They called it protection, but Tejo knew better. This was not protection. This was slavery. "How long do we have?" he asked. 7 days, Hana replied. "They want our answer in 7 days, or they will take action." Dr. Wu Jin hurried into the command center carrying a datapad. His face was pale and worried. "Admiral, I have been studying their message. There is something wrong here." "What do you mean?" Tejo asked. "The technology in their transmission," Wu Jin explained. "It is too advanced. Much more advanced than what they showed us during our first contact. They have been hiding their real power from us." Commander Sora entered the room, her expression grim. "Sir, we have intercepted other communications. The Council has been watching us for decades. They have been controlling our development, making sure we stayed weak." Tejo felt anger rising in his chest. "Explain." Sora activated her datapad, showing various documents and recordings. "Every time our scientists made a breakthrough, accidents happened. Research facilities exploded. Key scientists died in strange accidents. Ships carrying important technology disappeared. They have been sabotaging us," Hana said, her voice filled with rage. "Yes," Sora continued. "And there is more. I found records of other species. 17 different civilizations that reached our level of technology. All of them received the same message we just got." "Where are those species now?" Tejo asked, though he already knew the answer. "Gone," Sora said quietly. "All of them. Completely destroyed." The command center fell silent. Everyone understood what this meant. The Council did not want to protect humanity. They wanted to destroy them, just like they had destroyed 17 other races. Engineer Minsu rushed into the room, excitement and fear mixing on his face. "Admiral, we need to talk. Now." Tejo followed Minsu to a secure briefing room. Inside, several other officers were waiting, including Tactical Officer Seung Ho and Communications Specialist Yu Jin. "Sir," Minsu began, "we have been working on something secret for the past 5 years. We called it the Phoenix Protocol." "What is it?" Tejo asked. "After our first contact with alien species, some of us became worried," Minsu explained. "We thought that maybe someday we might need to defend ourselves against a much stronger enemy. So we started building ships in secret." Seung Ho stepped forward. "Hidden shipyards throughout the solar system. Ships that use technology the aliens have never seen. We have been preparing for this day." "How many ships?" Tejo asked. 200, Minsu said. "Fully armed and ready. But here's the important part. They are invisible to alien sensors. We developed new stealth technology based on what we learned from studying alien equipment." Tejo felt hope for the first time since receiving the Council's message. "Can they fight?" "Yes, sir," Seung Ho replied. "These ships are faster and more powerful than anything in our regular fleet. We also have new weapons that can penetrate alien shields." Captain Hana studied the data on her pad. "This is incredible. But why keep it secret from me? From the rest of the fleet?" "Because we suspected there might be alien spies among us," Sora explained. "We could not risk them finding out about Phoenix Protocol." Dr. Wu Jin looked up from his own research. "Admiral, I have more bad news. The Council's ultimatum mentions protected worlds. I have been analyzing their previous communications, and I found references to these worlds in their historical records." "What did you find?" Tejo asked. "The protected worlds are not planets where species live safely," Wu Jin said. They are prison planets. The Council sends species there to die slowly. No resources, no technology, no way to escape. The room fell silent again. The true horror of the Council's plan was becoming clear. They did not just want to control humanity. They wanted to watch them suffer and die. There is something else, Sora added. I have been monitoring alien communications throughout the galaxy. Other species are afraid of the Council, but they follow their orders because they think the Council protects them from dangerous races. Let me guess, Hana said. The dangerous races are always the ones that get destroyed. Exactly, Sora replied. The Council creates fear, then offers protection, but the protection only comes after they eliminate anyone who might challenge their power. Tejo walked to the window and looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there, the Council was preparing to destroy humanity, just like they had destroyed 17 other civilizations. But this time would be different. This time they would face an enemy that was ready for them. Minsu, he said, turning back to the group. How quickly can we activate the Phoenix fleet? All ships can be operational within 48 hours, Minsu replied. Do it, Tejo ordered, but keep it secret. We need the Council to think we are helpless and afraid. What about their ultimatum? Hana asked. We will respond, Tejo said. We will tell them we need time to consider their offer. We will ask for negotiations, let them think we are desperate to find a peaceful solution. Sora smiled grimly. While we prepare for war. Exactly, Tejo replied. Dr. Wu Jin, I want you to study everything we know about Council technology. Find their weaknesses. Sora, continue monitoring their communications. I want to know every move they make. And the Phoenix fleet? Seung-ho asked. Position them throughout the system. But keep them hidden, Tejo ordered. If the Council wants to destroy humanity, they will find out that we are not as helpless as they think. As the meeting ended, Tejo remained by the window, looking out at the stars. The Council had made a terrible mistake. They thought humanity was weak because they had kept them weak. But humans had a gift that the Council had never understood. They learned from their enemies. For decades, the Council had sabotaged human development, thinking they were keeping humanity under control. Instead, they had taught humanity to be suspicious, to prepare for betrayal, to build in secret. The Phoenix Protocol existed because humans had learned not to trust alien promises. Soon, the Council would learn something about humanity that they had not discovered in all their years of watching and manipulating. When humans were betrayed, when their children were threatened, when their freedom was taken away, they did not surrender. They fought back. And when humanity fought back, they did not fight to win battles. They fought to end wars forever. Then when Council was about to discover why that was a very dangerous thing. Ambassador Jinwoo straightened his uniform as the transport ship approached the Council station. The massive structure stretched for hundreds of kilometers, its alien design both beautiful and threatening. 12 different architectural styles, blended together, representing each member species of the Galactic Council. Remember, he said to his small diplomatic team, we are here to negotiate for humanity's survival. Stay calm, stay professional, and follow my lead. Behind him, Dr. Wu Jin quietly operated his scanning equipment. The devices were hidden in his diplomatic case, disguised as translation tools. What he was seeing made his blood run cold. Ambassador, he whispered, this is not just a space station. The energy readings I am detecting, why, this is a weapon. A massive weapon pointed directly at our transport route back to Earth. Jinwoo felt his heart skip a beat, but he kept his expression calm. Are you certain? Yes, sir. The entire central section is a giant cannon. It could destroy our entire fleet in one shot. Meanwhile, on the UES Indomitable, Commander Sora was hunched over her communications console, listening to intercepted alien transmissions. What she heard made her stand up so quickly that she knocked over her chair. Captain Hana, she called out. Emergency transmission to Admiral Tejo. Now! Hana rushed over. What is it? The negotiations are fake, Sora said, her fingers flying over her keyboard as she decoded more messages. The Council never intended to negotiate. They are using the meeting to study our ships, our technology, our weaknesses. She pulled up a holographic display showing Council fleet positions throughout the galaxy. Look at this. While our ambassador is talking to them, their fleets are moving into position around every human colony. Captain Hana studied the tactical display. Council ships were surrounding Earth, Mars, the mining stations in the asteroid belt, and all the outer colonies. It was a perfect trap. How long do we have? She asked. According to their timeline, the attack begins in 6 hours, Sora replied, right after they finish scanning our ambassador's ship. Back on the Council station, Ambassador Jinwoo sat at a massive circular table. Each of the 12 Council representatives sat in chairs designed for their particular species. Some were tall and thin, others short and wide. Some breathed different gases and sat in environmental suits, but all of them looked at Jinwoo with the same expression, cold contempt. The Vakari representative, a creature that looked like a giant insect, spoke first. Human ambassador, your species has grown beyond acceptable limits. You expand too quickly, develop too fast, and show too much aggression. We have only defended ourselves, Jinwoo replied calmly. We have never attacked another species. Your very existence is an attack on galactic stability, said the Helican representative, a being made of crystalline structures. We have maintained peace for 1,000 years by ensuring that no single species becomes too powerful. Jinwoo leaned forward. What you call peace, we call oppression. You have been sabotaging our development for decades. You have murdered our scientists and destroyed our research. The Council representatives looked at each other. The Torvan representative, who looked like a massive bear with 6 arms, laughed. You think you discovered our activities? Child, we wanted you to know. Fear makes species more manageable. We are offering you a choice, the Vakari continued. Submit to relocation, and some of your people will survive. Refuse, and your entire species will be eliminated. Like you eliminated the other 17 species? Jinwoo asked. This time, the entire council fell silent. Finally, the Helican spoke. Those species chose extinction. We hope humanity will be wiser. Dr. Woojin's hidden scanners were now detecting massive energy buildups throughout the station. Weapon systems that had been dormant were coming online. At the same time, his communication device was receiving emergency messages from Commander Sora. He discreetly activated a small device that would transmit everything they were hearing back to the human fleet. If they were going to die here, at least their people would know the truth. You see, human, the Torvan representative said, noticing Woojin's slight movement. We know about your little recording devices. We know about your hidden scanners. We know everything about your primitive technology. The alien stood up, towering over the human delegation. Your species is like a disease that spreads too quickly through the galaxy. We have cured this disease before, and we will cure it again. On the Indomitable, Admiral Tejo received Sora's emergency report just as the Council's true intentions became clear. Energy signatures were spiking around every human colony. The attack was beginning. All ships, battle stations, he ordered. Activate Phoenix Protocol immediately. Throughout the solar system, hidden bases suddenly came to life. Asteroid mining stations revealed themselves to be camouflaged shipyards. Cargo ships that had been drifting silently through space suddenly powered up massive engines and weapon systems. The Phoenix fleet was rising. Captain Kyung-soo commanded the Phoenix ship UES Revenge, hidden in the shadow of Jupiter's moon Europa. His orders were simple. If the Council attacked Earth's children, make them pay for every life they took. Sir, his tactical officer Eugene reported, Council ships are targeting the school transport convoy near Mars. 3,000 children on board. Kyung-soo's face hardened. Not today. All ships, decloak and engage. Protect those children. The Council fleet near Mars suddenly found themselves facing ships they could not see on their sensors moments before. The Phoenix ships moved faster than anything the aliens had ever encountered, and their weapons cut through Council shields like paper. But the attack was happening everywhere at once. Captain Yoon-ji, commanding the Phoenix ship UES Fury, watched in horror as a council fleet opened fire on the civilian station New Tokyo. Thousands of people died in the first volley. "This is not war," she said grimly. "This is murder." Back on the council station, the alien representatives were watching displays showing the destruction of human colonies. They seemed pleased with the progress of their pest control operation. "As you can see," the Vakari said to Ambassador Jinwoo, "resistance is pointless. Your military is being swept aside. Soon your homeworld will follow." Jinwoo stood up slowly. "You have made a terrible mistake." "What mistake is that, human? You assumed we would trust you. You assumed we would come here unprepared. You assumed we would not learn from the fate of those 17 species you murdered." The council representatives looked confused. On their tactical displays, human resistance should have been crushed within the first hour. Instead, unknown ships were appearing throughout the galaxy, fighting back with technology the council had never seen before. "Impossible," the Helican said. "Our intelligence reports showed your true military capacity. You cannot have ships we do not know about." Ambassador Jinwoo smiled grimly. "You have been watching us for decades, manipulating our development, sabotaging our progress. But you never understood the most important thing about humanity." "Which is?" the Torvin demanded. "When someone tries to control us, we learn to hide from them. When someone tries to weaken us, we grow stronger in secret. And when someone threatens our children," Jinwoo activated a hidden communication device. Throughout the galaxy, human commanders received the same message. "The Council has chosen genocide. Show them the price of that choice. We burn their entire civilization to the ground," Jinwoo finished. The Council representatives were no longer looking pleased. Their tactical displays showed human ships appearing from nowhere, attacking with weapons that should not exist, using tactics that should not be possible. "You cannot win," the Vakari said, but its voice now carried a note of uncertainty. "We have ruled the galaxy for 1,000 years. We have resources you cannot imagine. You ruled the galaxy by killing everyone who might challenge you," Jinwoo replied. "But you forgot something important about those 17 species you destroyed." "What?" "They were not human." Outside the council station, the first Phoenix ships were arriving. The massive weapon platform that was supposed to destroy humanity's fleet was about to become humanity's first target. The Council had started this war by trying to commit genocide. Humanity was about to finish it by succeeding. Admiral Taeho floated in the zero-gravity section of the asteroid base Deep 6, looking at the wall of names. 17 columns of text, each one listing the species that the Council had destroyed over the past 1,000 years. Billions of lives, entire civilizations all eliminated because they had grown too advanced for the Council's comfort. "The Kalani were first," Dr. Woojin said, joining him at the memorial wall. 800 years ago, they had just developed faster than light. Travel when the Council declared them a threat to galactic peace. "How many survivors?" Taeho asked. "None. Complete extermination." The Council told other species that the Kalani had become violent and dangerous. They presented themselves as heroes who saved the galaxy from a terrible threat. Commander Sora appeared beside them, her face grim. "I have finished analyzing all the Council historical records we captured. Every single Council species earned their seat by committing genocide against another race." "Explain," Taeho said. "The Council is not just a government," Sora replied. "It is a club for murderers. To join, you have to prove you can eliminate an entire species without mercy. The Vakari destroyed the Methani. The Helicans eliminated the Zorathi. Every single Council member has blood on their hands." Engineer Min Su rushed into the room, excitement and anger mixing on his face. "Admiral, we have a problem and an opportunity." "Start with the problem," Taeho said. "Our Phoenix ships are performing better than expected, but the Council has more resources than we thought. They have been building weapons in secret too, hidden fleets, planet-killer devices, biological weapons designed to wipe out entire worlds." "And the opportunity?" They are overconfident, Minsu explained. They think we are just another primitive species that got lucky with a few advanced ships. They are not taking us seriously yet. Young Tactical Officer Seung-ho activated a holographic display showing the current battle situation. Sir, I have been studying their fleet movements. They are following the same pattern they used against the other 17 species. Which is? First, they eliminate military resistance. Second, they destroy industrial capacity. Third, they hunt down civilian populations hiding throughout the system. It is very systematic, very efficient. Taeho studied the display. But, predictable? Yes, sir. If we know what they are going to do next, we can be waiting for them. Dr. Wu Jin pulled up his own research on his datapad.
Admiral, I have been studying the biological samples we collected from Council ships. Each species has specific weaknesses. The Vakari cannot survive in high radiation environments. The Helicans shut down in extreme cold. The Torvin have a fatal
allergic reaction to a common human chemical compound. You are talking about biological warfare, Taeho said quietly. Yes, sir. They started this war by trying to commit genocide against humanity. I am simply suggesting we use their own tactics against them. Commander Sora looked up from her intelligence reports. Admiral, I have intercepted communications from other species throughout the galaxy. Many of them are asking questions about the Council's actions. Some are starting to doubt the official story about humanity being a dangerous threat. Good, Taeho said. We need allies. There is more, Sora continued. Some of the species that the Council claims to protect are actually their next targets. I found a Council document called Succession Planning. It lists 12 species that will be eliminated over the next century as they approach technological advancement. Taeho felt his anger growing. The Council was not just trying to destroy humanity. They were planning to murder billions more innocent beings over the coming years. Minsu, he said, how quickly can we expand the Phoenix fleet? We have enough hidden shipyards to double our numbers within 6 months, Minsu replied. But we need time and resources. Then we buy ourselves time, Taeho decided. Seung-ho, I want you to design a new strategy. Instead of fighting their fleets directly, we are going to make them afraid to leave their home systems. Guerrilla warfare? Seung-ho asked. Exactly. Small, fast attacks on their supply lines, their communication networks, their support infrastructure. Make them worry about every ship they send out, every convoy they move, every message they transmit. Captain Hana entered the briefing room, her expression serious. Admiral, we have received a message from the Council. They are offering to negotiate a ceasefire. After they murdered 3 million of our civilians, Taeho asked. They claim it was a misunderstanding. They say they are willing to discuss terms for a peaceful resolution. Sora laughed bitterly. Of course they want to negotiate. Our Phoenix ships have destroyed 12% of their attack fleets in just 3 days. They are starting to realize this will not be as easy as they thought. What should I tell them? Hana asked. Taeho walked back to the memorial wall looking at the names of the destroyed species. Tell them they had their chance for peace when they sent Ambassador Jinwoo their first message. They chose genocide instead. Now they get to live with the consequences. Dr. Wu Jin activated his biological warfare research. Admiral, I have developed targeted pathogens for each Council species. We can deploy them through their air and water supplies. Within weeks, their entire leadership structures would collapse. Do it, Taeho ordered. But target only their military and government facilities. We are not going to murder innocent civilians like they did. Sir, Seung-ho said, that gives them an advantage. They have shown they will kill anyone to win. Then we will win by being better than they are, Taeho replied. When this war is over, other species will remember how we fought. If we become monsters to defeat monsters, we will have lost everything that makes us human. Engineer Minsu activated the shipyard controls. Admiral, I am beginning production of the Vengeance-class ships. They are larger than our current Phoenix vessels with improved stealth systems and weapons designed specifically to counter Council technology. How long? Taeho asked. First ships will be ready in 30 days. Not fast enough. The Council is regrouping. They will launch a counterattack soon, and this time they will not underestimate us. Commander Sora looked up from her intelligence station. Sir, I have an idea. What if we do not wait for them to attack us? Explain. Their strategy depends on controlling multiple systems simultaneously, but their fleets are spread thin trying to hunt down our Phoenix ships. If we hit their home systems now while their defenses are weakened, we can cripple their ability to coordinate future attacks. Tejo considered this. It would be risky. We would be attacking the most heavily defended systems in the galaxy. Yes, sir. But they would not expect it. The Council has ruled for 1,000 years by making other species afraid to fight back. No one has ever taken the war to their homeworlds. Until now, Tejo said grimly. Captain Hana studied the tactical displays. Admiral, if we are going to do this, we need to do it fast. Every day we wait gives them more time to prepare their defenses. Then we do not wait, Tejo decided. Minsu, I want every available Phoenix ship armed and ready within 12 hours. Wu Jin, prepare your biological weapons for deployment. Sora, I need intelligence on Council home system defenses. And our message to the species watching this war? Hana asked. Tejo looked one more time at the wall of names, at the record of 1,000 years of genocide disguised as peace. Tell them that the age of the Council is ending. Tell them that humanity remembers every species they destroyed, every life they took, every civilization they murdered. And tell them that justice is coming. The asteroid base hummed with activity as humanity prepared to take the war to their enemy's doorstep. The Council had thought they were eliminating another weak species that had grown too quickly. Instead, they had awakened something they had never faced before. A species that did not just fight to survive, but fought to ensure that no other, innocent civilization would ever suffer the Council's idea of peace again. Captain Kyungsoo watched through the bridge windows of his Phoenix ship UES Ghost as the Vakari homeworld grew larger in the distance. The planet looked peaceful from space, blue oceans, white clouds, green continents. It was hard to believe that this beautiful world was home to a species that had spent centuries murdering other civilizations. All stealth systems operating normally, reported his tactical officer Jae-won. They still cannot detect us on their sensors. Good, Kyungsoo replied. Remember, we are not here to destroy cities or kill civilians. Our targets are military, bases, government centers, and communication networks. Throughout the galaxy, similar conversations were happening on dozens of other Phoenix ships. The human fleet had split into small groups, each one assigned to attack a different Council homeworld simultaneously. It was the largest coordinated military operation in human history. On the UES Shadow, Captain Yu Jin was approaching the Helican system. The crystalline beings had always seemed like the most reasonable members of the Council, but intelligence reports showed they had personally eliminated 4 different species over the past 6 centuries. Captain, her science officer Yoonji reported, I am detecting massive defensive installations throughout the system. Energy shields, weapon platforms, automated defense drones. This is not going to be easy. It was never going to be easy, Yujin replied. But they made a mistake when they attacked our children. Now they get to pay for that mistake. Back at the hidden human command base, Admiral Tejo monitored the simultaneous attacks through quantum communication links. Each ship captain reported their status as they approached their targets. Ghost 1 approaching Vakari Prime, Kyungsoo reported. Shadow 3 in position near Helican homeworld, Yujin confirmed. Fury 7 ready to strike Torvin system, added Captain Dong Hyun. Dr. Wu Jin was busy at his biological warfare station, preparing the targeted pathogens for deployment. Admiral, all viral agents are ready. Each one is designed to affect only the specific Council species we are targeting. Humans and other races will be completely immune. What exactly will these weapons do? Tejo asked. They attack the nervous systems of Council leadership castes, Wu Jin explained. Within hours, their military commanders, government officials, and scientific leaders will be unable to function. The weapons will not kill them, but they will be helpless. Commander Sora looked up from her intelligence station. Sir, I am... monitoring Council communications across the galaxy. They are completely unaware of our approach. They think all our ships are still fighting in human space. Perfect, Tejo said. Begin Phase 1. Throughout the galaxy, human ships began their attacks. Captain Kyung-soo led his squadron in a strike against the Vakari Military Academy, where the insect-like aliens trained their warriors. The Phoenix ships appeared out of nowhere, their weapons cutting through defensive shields like they were made of paper. Target destroyed, Kyung-soo reported. No civilian casualties. Moving to next objective. On the other side of the galaxy, Captain Yu Jin was attacking Helican communication centers. The crystalline beings relied heavily on quantum communication networks to coordinate their military forces. Without these networks, their fleets would be blind and deaf. Communications hub eliminated, Yu Jin reported. They will not be able to coordinate their defense efforts. But the most important target was on the Torvan homeworld, where Captain Su Jin was leading an attack on their central government complex. The bear-like aliens had always been the most aggressive members of the Council, and their elimination would send a message to the other species. Approaching the capital city, Su Jin reported. Defensive systems are activating, but our stealth technology is holding. Admiral Tejo watched the tactical displays as his ship struck target after target. The Council had ruled the galaxy for 1,000 years, but they had never faced an enemy like humanity. They had never fought a species that combined advanced technology with the moral fury of the righteous. Sir, Commander Sora reported, I am intercepting panic communications from Council worlds. They cannot understand how we are attacking so many systems at once. They thought all our ships were in human space. Let them panic, Tejo replied. Fear is what they have used to control the galaxy for centuries. Now they get to experience it themselves. Dr. Wu Jin activated his biological weapon systems. Admiral, viral agents are being deployed on all target worlds. Council leadership will be incapacitated within 6 hours. And their civilian populations? Tejo asked. Completely unaffected, Wu Jin confirmed. The pathogens are designed to target only specific genetic markers found in Council ruling castes. Regular citizens will not even know the weapons exist. On 4. The Vakari homeworld, Captain Kyung-soo's squadron was systematically destroying military installations. The aliens were fighting back, but their weapons could not lock onto the human ships. The stealth technology made the Phoenix vessels appear and disappear like ghosts. This is for New Tokyo, Kyung-soo said as his ship destroyed a Vakari weapons factory. 3,000 human children had died when the Council attacked that civilian station. Each destroyed Council facility was payment for those innocent lives. Captain Yu Jin was having similar success in the Helican system. The crystalline beings were trying to coordinate a defense, but their communication networks were in ruins. Their ships were flying blind, unable to work together effectively. Admiral, she reported, the Helican defense fleet is in complete disarray. They are firing at shadows and hitting their own ships. Without their quantum networks, they cannot function as a military force. But it was Captain Su Jin who achieved the most significant victory. Her attack on the Torvan government complex succeeded in capturing their central archives, computer systems containing records of every genocide the Council had committed over the past 1,000 years. Admiral, she transmitted, you need to see this data. The Council has not just been eliminating advanced species, they have been harvesting them. Explain, Tejo ordered. Each species they destroyed had unique technology or biological capabilities. The Council studied them, stole their innovations, then eliminated them to prevent competition. They have been building their power by murdering innovators. The revelation made Admiral Tejo's blood run cold. The Council was not just committing genocide for political control. They were stealing the achievements of entire civilizations, then destroying the evidence by eliminating the creators. Sir, Commander Sora interrupted, I am receiving emergency transmissions from Council fleets throughout the galaxy. They are recalling all their ships to defend their homeworlds. Too late, Tejo said grimly. Captain Gite, begin Phase 2. Throughout the galaxy, the second wave of human attacks began. As Council fleets rushed home to defend their worlds, they found their path blocked by more Phoenix ships that had been waiting in ambush. The aliens had walked directly into humanity's trap. Captain Gite commanded a squadron of ships hidden near the main hyperspace route to the Vakari system. As the insect-like aliens' fleet emerged from faster-than-light travel, they found themselves surrounded by human vessels. "This is for every child you murdered," Gite transmitted on all frequencies as his ships opened fire. The battle was brief and decisive. Council ships that had seemed invincible just days before were now being destroyed by human weapons they could not even detect until it was too late. Admiral Tejo watched the tactical displays as one after another, Council fleets were eliminated. The aliens had made a fatal error in judgment. They thought they were fighting a primitive species that had gotten lucky with advanced technology. Instead, they were fighting humans who had spent decades preparing for this exact scenario. Every sabotaged research facility, every murdered scientist, every accident that had set back human development had taught humanity one important lesson: never trust those who claim to be your protectors. "Admiral," Dr. Wujin reported, "biological weapons have achieved full effectiveness on all target worlds. Council leadership is completely incapacitated. Their military command structure has collapsed." "And their civilian populations?" Tejo asked again. "Safe and unharmed," Wujin confirmed. "Many of them are celebrating in the streets. Apparently, council rule was not as popular among regular citizens as their propaganda claimed." Commander Sora looked up from her communication station. "Sir, we are receiving messages from other species throughout the galaxy. They want to know if humanity is planning to replace the council as galactic rulers." Admiral Tejo considered the question carefully. Humanity now had the power to control the galaxy, just as the council had. They could force other species to obey human commands, demand tribute, eliminate anyone who challenged their authority. "Send this message to all species," he said finally. "Humanity did not fight this war to become galactic rulers. We fought to ensure that no species ever again has to live in fear of genocide disguised as protection." "And the council?" Sora asked. "The age of the council is over," Tejo replied. "But the age of freedom is just beginning." The emergency transmission reached Admiral Tejo while he was reviewing battle reports from the successful attacks on council homeworlds. Commander Sora's face appeared on the holographic display, her expression urgent and worried. "Admiral, we have a problem. The council is requesting immediate ceasefire negotiations. They are offering to restore all destroyed human colonies and provide massive reparations for their attacks." Tejo leaned back in his chair, studying the message. Around him, the command staff of the asteroid base waited for his response. 3 weeks had passed since the Phoenix fleet began its systematic campaign against council forces, and the results had exceeded all expectations. "What are the specific terms?" he asked. "Complete withdrawal from human space, recognition of Earth sovereignty, technology transfers, and payment of war reparations equivalent to rebuilding everything they destroyed," Sora replied. "They are also offering to share the archives of all 17 species they eliminated, including genetic samples for possible restoration." Dr. Wujin looked up from his research station. "Admiral, that offer would give us everything we lost and more. We could bring back extinct species, gain access to technologies beyond our current understanding, and secure peace for generations." "It sounds too good to be true," Captain Hana said suspiciously. "Why would they offer so much?" "Because they are losing," Sora explained. "Our attacks on their homeworlds have crippled their command structure. The biological weapons have eliminated most of their military leadership, and other species throughout the galaxy are starting to rebel against council authority." Engineer Minsu activated his tactical display, showing the current military situation. "Admiral, we have destroyed or disabled 60% of their fleet capacity. Their communication networks are in ruins. Several council member species are requesting separate peace negotiations." "Separate negotiations?" Tejo asked. "The Torvan want to surrender independently," Minsu explained. "The Helicans are offering to provide intelligence on the other council species in exchange for lenient treatment. The alliance that ruled the galaxy for 1,000 years is falling apart." Young tactical officer Seung Ho studied the diplomatic message carefully. "Sir, I recommend we reject their offer. Everyone in the command center turned to look at him. Explain, Tejo said. This is the same pattern they used against the 17 extinct species, Shung-Ho replied. When a species started winning against them, the council would offer generous peace terms. The species would accept, thinking they had achieved victory. Then, over the following decades, the council would rebuild their strength and gradually eliminate their former enemies through sabotage, accidents, and political manipulation. Commander Sora nodded grimly. He is right. I have been analyzing the historical records we captured from Torvan archives. Every species that accepted council peace offers was extinct within 50 years. They use peace as a weapon, Dr. Wu Jin realized. They make their enemies think the war is over, then slowly poison them from within. Admiral Tejo stood up and walked to the observation window, looking out at the stars. Somewhere out there, council representatives were probably preparing their most persuasive arguments, their most generous offers, their most convincing promises of eternal peace. Draft a response, he said finally. What should it say? Sora asked. Tell them they had their chance for peace when they sent us their first ultimatum. They chose genocide instead. Now they live with the consequences of that choice. Captain. Hana frowned. Admiral, if we reject their offer, they will fight to the bitter end. Millions more will die on both sides. Millions more will die if we accept their false peace, Tejo replied. How many species trusted council promises and paid for it with extinction? How many civilizations thought they could coexist with murderers? He turned back to face his command staff. We did not start this war to win territory or gain resources. We started it to ensure that no species ever again lives in fear of council genocide. That means the council must be completely eliminated, not just temporarily defeated. Engineer Min-Su pulled up production reports from the hidden shipyards. Sir, we now have 400 Phoenix-class ships operational, with 200 more under construction. We also have the new Vengeance-class heavy cruisers coming online within days. Good, Tejo said. Begin Phase 3 of the campaign. Target their remaining fleet bases, their industrial worlds, and their research facilities. I want every council military asset eliminated. Dr. Wu Jin activated his biological warfare systems. Admiral, I have developed second-generation pathogens that target council civilian populations as well as military castes. The command center fell silent. Everyone understood the implications of what Wu Jin was suggesting. Complete extermination of the council species, exactly what they had attempted to do to humanity. No, Tejo said firmly. We will not become the monsters we are fighting. Target only military and government installations. Civilian populations are to remain unharmed. Sir, Shung-Ho protested, that gives them a significant advantage. They have shown they will murder innocent humans to achieve victory. Why should we restrict ourselves? Because when this war ends, the galaxy will judge us by how we fought, not just whether we won. Tejo replied. If we use their methods, we become everything they claimed we were. A dangerous species that threatens galactic peace. Commander Sora looked up from her intelligence station. Admiral, I am receiving reports from our ships throughout the galaxy. The systematic attacks are having the desired effect. Council resistance is collapsing on multiple fronts. Details? Tejo asked. Captain Donghyun reports that the Vakari have abandoned 3 star systems rather than face our Phoenix squadrons. Captain Sujin has captured the primary Torvan weapons research facility intact. Captain Yujin has destroyed the Helican Quantum communication hub that coordinated their entire military network. Any civilian casualties? Tejo asked. None reported, sir. Our captains are following strict rules of engagement, military targets only. This was the difference between humanity and the Council, Tejo realized. The aliens had ruled through fear and murder, eliminating anyone who might challenge their power. Humans were fighting to protect the innocent, even when those innocents belonged to enemy species. Sir, Captain Hana said, what about the other species in the galaxy? Many of them supported the Council because they believed Council propaganda about protecting them from dangerous civilizations. We show them the truth, Tejo replied. Sora, Begin broadcasting the Council archives throughout the galaxy. Let every species see the real history. How the Council gained power by committing genocide. How they eliminated 17 civilizations. How they planned to murder 12 more species over the next century. Including the species they claim to protect, Sora asked. Especially those species. They deserve to know that their protectors were planning their extermination. Engineer Minsu activated the shipyard production schedules. Admiral, at current production rates, we will have complete numerical superiority within 6 months. The Council will be unable to field enough ships to challenge our fleet. Too long, Tejo decided. They are already trying to buy time with false peace offers. If we give them 6 months, they will find some way to turn the situation around. What do you recommend? Minsu asked. Accelerate everything. Double the production schedules. Deploy additional Phoenix squadrons to hunt down remaining Council fleets. And prepare the new planet cracker weapons for final deployment. Dr. Wu Jin looked up sharply. Admiral, the planet crackers are designed to destroy entire worlds. I thought we agreed not to target civilian populations. We will not target inhabited worlds, Tejo clarified. But the Council has military bases built into uninhabited planets, asteroid fortresses, and space stations that serve as final strongholds. When they retreat to these positions, we will eliminate them completely. Captain Hana studied the tactical projections. Sir, this level of escalation will make it impossible for the Council to surrender. We are essentially demanding their complete extinction as military powers. Good, Tejo replied, because that is exactly what they attempted to do to humanity, and what they have successfully done to 17 other species. Commander Sora received another transmission from the Council. Admiral, they are increasing their offer. Complete technological sharing, return of all captured human personnel, and formal recognition of humanity as the dominant galactic power. Their desperation is showing, Tejo observed. They are offering to make us what they used to be. Galactic, rulers who control other species through superior force. Is that not what we want? Xiongho asked. No, Tejo said firmly. We want freedom. We want security. We want to ensure that no species ever again has to choose between submission and extinction. But we do not want to become the Council with human faces. He looked around the command center at the faces of his officers, young humans who had grown up believing that other species could be trusted, that the galaxy was full of civilizations that valued peace and cooperation. The Council had taught them a harsh lesson about the reality of galactic politics. When this war ends, he said, we will help other species build their own defenses, develop their own technologies, and protect their own freedoms. We will not rule them. We will not control them. And the final assault on the Council station began at dawn, though dawn had no meaning in the cold vacuum of space. Admiral Tejo stood on the bridge of the UES Retribution, watching as 200 Phoenix ships surrounded the massive alien structure that had once been the symbol of galactic power. All ships report ready, Captain Hana announced. The station's defensive systems are online, but our intelligence suggests they are operating with skeleton crews. Where is the rest of their fleet? Tejo asked. Commander Sora checked her sensors. Destroyed, surrendered, or fled to the outer rim. Sir, this station represents the last significant Council military asset in known space. Dr. Wu Jin was monitoring biological scanners. I am detecting approximately 50,000 life forms aboard the station. Most appear to be civilians, administrators, technicians, service personnel. Only about 5,000 are military. Any sign of the Council leadership? Tejo asked. Negative, sir. Our intelligence suggests they evacuated to secret bunkers 3 days ago. Engineer Minsu studied the massive structure through the tactical display. Admiral, that station is more than just a military base. It contains the central archives of Council civilization, historical records, scientific data, cultural information from 1,000 years of galactic rule, and the genetic samples of the 17 extinct species, Dr. Wu Jin added. If we destroy the station, we lose any chance of restoring those civilizations. Admiral Tejo considered this carefully. The Council Station was the heart of everything humanity had been fighting against, but it also contained irreplaceable knowledge that could benefit the entire galaxy. Hana, signal the station. Demand immediate surrender of all Council military, personnel and access to the archives. And if they refuse? Captain Hana asked. Then we take it by force, but we preserve the archives. The response came quickly. Ambassador Jinwoo, who had been held prisoner on the station since the failed negotiations months earlier, appeared on the communication screen. He looked tired, but determined. Admiral, the remaining Council representatives want to negotiate. Final terms. They are willing to surrender completely in exchange for safe passage to exile worlds of their choosing. After what they did to our colonies? Tejo asked. After the 3 million civilians they murdered? I know, sir, but they are also offering something important, the complete genetic restoration data for all 17 extinct species, plus their own research into bringing back civilizations from archived DNA samples. Dr. Wu Jin leaned forward excitedly. Admiral, with that information we could potentially restore billions of lives. Entire species could be brought back from extinction. At the cost of letting their murderers escape justice, Commander Sora pointed out. Young Tactical Officer Shung Ho was studying the tactical situation. Sir, there is another consideration. If we capture the Council leadership alive, we can put them on trial before the entire galaxy. Let every species see exactly what crimes they committed and how they ruled through fear and murder. Admiral Tejo walked to the observation window, looking at the alien structure that had been the center of galactic power for a millennium. Inside that station were the beings who had ordered the deaths of billions of innocent people, who had eliminated 17 entire civilizations, who had planned to do the same to humanity. Signal the station, he said finally. Tell them they have 1 hour to surrender unconditionally. All military personnel will be taken prisoner. All Council leadership will face trial for crimes against galactic civilization. All archives will be turned over to a coalition of free species. And if they refuse? Hana asked again. Then we show them what happens when they mistake human mercy for weakness one final time. The hour passed slowly. Throughout the surrounding Phoenix fleet, human crews waited for orders while monitoring Council communications. The aliens were arguing among themselves, some wanting to fight to the end, others ready to surrender. Admiral, Sora reported. I am intercepting internal station communications. The Vakari representatives want to fight. The Helicans are willing to surrender. The Torvan are demanding safe passage to exile worlds. Time, Tejo announced. The response came immediately. Ambassador Jinwoo appeared on screen again, this time accompanied by 3 alien figures, representatives of the Vakari, Helican, and Torvan Council species. We accept your terms, the Helican representative said, its crystalline structure flickering with what might have been fear. We will surrender all military assets and submit to Galactic Tribunal. All of you? Tejo asked, looking at the other 2 aliens. The Vakari representative, the insect-like being that had shown such contempt for humanity during the original negotiations, remained silent. Finally, it spoke. We do not recognize human authority to judge Council actions. We demand the right of honorable combat. Denied, Tejo replied. You will surrender with the others, or you will be taken by force. Then take us, the Vakari said defiantly. The brief battle that followed was not really a battle at all. Council weapons that had once seemed invincible were easily defeated by Phoenix ship technology. Council shields that had protected their civilization for centuries were penetrated within minutes. Council military forces that had eliminated 17 species were overwhelmed by human tactics and superior firepower. Captain Kyung-soo led the boarding parties that secured the station's critical sections. His teams moved through corridors designed for a dozen different alien species, capturing weapons, securing prisoners, and protecting the irreplaceable archives. Admiral, he reported, we have control of the central core. The genetic restoration data is intact. Historical archives are secured. Most Council personnel are surrendering without resistance. Casualties? Tejo asked. Minimal on both sides. The Vakari military made a final stand in the command center, but we were able to subdue them with non-lethal weapons. No civilians were harmed. Dr. Wu Jin was already aboard the station, examining the genetic archives with excitement and wonder. Admiral, this is incredible. Not only do we have complete DNA samples for all 17 extinct species, we have their cultural records, their scientific knowledge, their art, and literature. We can bring back not just the beings, but their entire civilizations. Engineer Min Su was studying the Council technology databases. Sir, their scientific archives contain advances in faster-than-light travel, energy production, and planetary engineering that could revolutionize life throughout the galaxy. And it will be shared freely with all species, Admiral Tejo declared. No single civilization will hoard knowledge while others struggle with primitive technology. Commander Sora was coordinating with intelligence teams throughout the station. Admiral, we have captured most of the Council leadership. They are being prepared for transport to Earth, where they will face trial before representatives of every species in the galaxy. Including the species they murdered? Tejo asked. We will restore those species first, then let them participate in judging their killers. Captain Hana was monitoring communications from throughout the galaxy. Sir, we are receiving messages from dozens of species. They want to know what humanity plans to do now that the Council is defeated. Admiral Tejo considered the question carefully. Humanity now possessed the most advanced technology in the galaxy, the most powerful military force, and the moral authority that came from defeating a genocidal regime. They could easily become the new rulers of galactic civilization. Send this message to all species, he said finally. The age of the Council is over. The age of freedom has begun. Humanity will not replace the Council as galactic rulers. Instead, we invite all species to join us in building a new kind of alliance, one based on voluntary cooperation, mutual respect, and the absolute protection of every civilization's right to exist and grow. And if some species refuse? Hana asked. If they try to rebuild the old system of oppression? Then we will defend the innocent, Tejo replied. But we will not rule them. The galaxy has seen enough of rule through superior force. Years later, Admiral Tejo stood in the Memorial Garden on New Geneva Station, built in the exact location where the Council station had once orbited. Around him, representatives of 43 different species walked among flowers that represented the billions who had died during the Council's 1,000-year reign of terror. Dr. Wu Jin joined him at the central memorial, where the names of all 17 extinct species were carved into black stone. The restoration projects are ahead of schedule, he reported. The Kalani will return to physical existence within 6 months, the Zorathi within a year. All 17 species should be fully restored within the decade. And they understand what happened to them? Tejo asked. Yes, sir. We have prepared complete historical records for each species. They will know exactly who destroyed them and why. They will also know that humanity brought them back. Engineer Min Su approached, carrying reports from the new shipyards where human technology was being shared with allied species. Admiral, the hegemony worlds have requested assistance in developing their own defense fleets. The cooperative species want to learn our stealth tech,